How's it going, guys? Back with another video here. This is actually the second day after I went to the auction. I went to an auction yesterday right after work. The auction started right when I got off work, so by the time I got there, they'd been into the auction for about 20 minutes. This auction company has kind of changed their consignment, how they do indoor consignment auctions. Basically, they put the tables, 8-foot tables, into like 6 sections, and you have to buy the entire contents of a section. So this is what I ended up picking up. So they're pretty much box lots. You have to buy everything in the group. You can't just pick out one item or choice. You have to buy everything. But the prices were really, really cheap. So I ended up buying 4 different lots, and I ended up spending $61 with the premiums and taxes, etc. It came out to $73.20. And I think there is one thing in here that is possibly worth up to $200. So just one thing will come back triple on the price. So the first lot was pens, pencils, and cigar boxes. It was $11. As a just an update, a few videos ago I showed you that other estate auction I went to where I bought a bunch of fountain pens. There was 3.5 boxes of just regular lead pencils that were green. I did list those on eBay and they did sell, and amazingly they sold for $200. So I think I spent like $114 or so at that auction for everything, and just the pencils alone sold for $200. So that's going to be a huge profit at that auction. So this is what I picked up, the pencils at this auction. These aren't nearly as good as the other auction. These are mostly just pencils. Whole box of new pencils. I don't think there's too many fountain pens, if any. Just regular ballpoint pens, but there are some vintage ones. And some mechanical pencils in that lot. So there are also some new mechanical pencils in there still in the box. So I have to go through all that stuff and see if there's any goodies in there. I just never know. There might be, like I said, a surprise pen or pencil in there that could be worth, $40-50 just for one pencil. So the second lot was vintage razors and vanity items. I only spent $5 on this entire lot. So a piece that was kind of interesting that was in there is this vintage mirror. It's telescoping. I think it probably was maybe at one time silver plated, but the plate has worn off. Kind of shows you the age of this. But that was basically thrown in because the reason I bought the lot was because of the razors. I told you guys about Gillette razors. You date these, there's a number and a letter like K4 or M2. It dates the razors, so I have to clean these up. But I expect to get between $50 and $40 a piece. Just depends on the date and the condition. So again, I paid $5 for everything. So these are the 3 main reasons why I bought the lot. There's also new old stock razors. This is also in there. It's a with one hand. It's a comb, kind of a collapsible comb, and you hide it with this lever there. Looks like these sell for around $20. Again, that was included in it. A couple hand blown, like perfume, or I think those are called mouth blown perfume bottles. And there's 2 of those with the stoppers. So it looks like these as a pair, maybe $35 for the pair. And then this oak vintage mirror was with it, and then some brochures and such was also with it. And then the rest of the contents of the box was also in it. Again, I paid $5 for all that. And then it says ephemera and more. And there was a couple books, but the reason I bought the lot was because of these items right here. These are cartridges for a record player or a phonograph. Audio-Technica. They look to be new old stock. So I have two of those. These go all over in price. I don't see a model number on these. Just depends. I've seen some sell for $50 a piece and some sell for like $400. So I'm not exactly sure what these are worth. Like I said, I can't find a model number anywhere. But vintage, made in Japan. Then have another cartridge. This is made by Shure. And it looks like this one alone, this is also new. And I think this is worth around $75. So again, I paid $10 for everything. Included was this slide rule. And I did list this already on eBay just yesterday, and it has 5 watchers already for $19.95. These pocket slide rules, depending on the model, can bring crazy money. I've seen some of this size sell for $400. So it all depends on the model number. And this is like a 400D, I think. I think it's a 400D, I'm not exactly sure. Also, this paperback, first edition, the paperback version, Fear by Ron Hubbard. Looks like to be a $20 book. And then also in the group, this is just a throw in. This is I'm guessing probably an Art Deco type piece from the 40s. It's a ceiling light. Again, this is just basically free. It was in the group. I listed this on Facebook Marketplace for $50. If I don't get any offers, I may just list it on eBay. These bring up to a couple $100, but it's a long tail item. You'd probably have to put this on eBay, and it might take you a year to sell it, to find the right person who wants to restore their older house and they need this exact light fixture. But again, that was pretty much free. Also in the lot were these Chalkware babies from, I think they're from 1945. Two are in really nice condition, and then this one has a chip on the hand and then some paint loss on the head. I think those might bring $20 to $30. And then the last assortment of items are the comic books. And the comic books were not even listed on the pictures online. I'm glad, to my benefit, they did not put them online, because there probably would have been people there bidding on the comic books alone. But like I said, there was no photographs, I believe, at all of the comics. And I got this one box for $35, and we'll go upstairs to take a look at. I just started to process it. I've spent like a half an hour going through it. I need to go through it in more detail. But I found some really good comics just for the short amount of time I've started going through it. So we'll go upstairs and check it out. So these are the comics. If you remember on the package, the receipt, it was lot 185. I think these are called the long boxes. So I'm not by any means a comic book expert. I know a little bit about comics. There was other comic books there, but they were newer, I'm guessing from the 2000s. And surprisingly, those brought more than this box. Those were like the half-size boxes, and those were selling for, I think there was like 6 of them. Those were selling for like $50 to $90, and this group sold right in the middle of those. And I was willing to go to probably $100 just based on the quantity. And I saw there were some older ones inside, because you just never know, there might be a first appearance, what have you. So I was willing to gamble on these, and to my surprise, they only sold for $35. But they look to be mostly, a lot of them from the 70s, late 60s, up to late 70s, I think. I have some Spider-Woman, and then a bunch of the Defenders. So those are all Defenders. What If, a lot of What If comics, and then What Then. A couple Star-Lord, more Defenders. First Captain Marvel, I think that's from '79. Again, more Defenders, a lot of Marvel team-ups. 30 and a lot of 30-cent books, and there's quite a few 25-cent books. I'm not sure if I showed you that stack down there. Guardians of the Galaxy, I think there's no number 1. I think the lowest number is number 3. More Marvel Team Up. That's from 1976, number 1. And then there are a few newer ones. This group are newer comics. So those are the comics. I think there might be the entire set of Micronauts in here. Yeah, I think I have 1 through 50 something of the Micronauts. And then there's also a bunch of Battlestar Galactica. Those really aren't worth much. I think there's the first 25 episodes or comics of those. Then I have some book and record sets. Again, guys, I paid $35 for all these. It's kind of insane that they sold for that cheap. So I have these. And then so far, I think, like I said, I haven't gone through all these yet. These seem to be some of the better ones. And then there's a book on the bottom here that I think is worth maybe $200, depending on the grade. So I have a Marvel 2-in-1, Thing, and Spider-Man number 2. Unfortunately, this isn't the greatest of grades condition. The Eternals, number 1. I think the movie might be coming out, so this might increase in value, but still not in very good condition, unfortunately. Then I have the Eternals, number 13. Looks like that's a pretty good book. And then looks like the best one is this one right here. What If Jane Foster had found the Hammer of Thor? I guess this is the first comic of Jane Foster as Thor. Pretty nice condition. Looked up completeds, and these graded high sell for $600-700. Ungraded, nice condition. I think looks like they sell for around a couple hundred. So yeah, just this one comic blows past the $73 that I paid for everything. So these are my pickups for yesterday. Again, I want to thank you guys for watching. I'm going to go through the rest of these comics. Probably spend another hour today and then take a break and then finish it tomorrow. If I come across anything outstanding, I'll share it on my next video. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.